Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Tams. So, judging by the title of this video, you'll know what this video is about. And yeah, I just want to share my experience of my trip to Madrid and how my phone was stolen on the first day, nonetheless. And this is not a bash on the city of Madrid, but it's just something I want to share to people who are traveling to Madrid for the first time, and just some things that you should watch out for. So I was flying to Madrid from London with a friend, and so it was a 3-day trip. And the first day, after we got to the airport, bought our tickets, and went to the hotel, which is in, I believe, Plaza España. And so as we were walking towards the hotel, my friend noticed that there was a Taco Bell. And so she was saying that, oh, I haven't had Taco Bell in a really long time. We should go have lunch, because it was around, I don't know, like 1 p.m. or something, and we haven't had any lunch yet. So I said, yeah, let's go to Taco Bell after we get settled and drop off our stuff at the hotel first. And yeah, so that's what we did. We went to Taco Bell, and that's where the incident happened. So what happened was, we were eating our food, and I had my phone out because I was trying to search for Wi-Fi, and I left it on the table also because I was eating my taco, and the juices kind of dropped on the phone, and my hands were already dirty, and so I didn't want to, touch the phone anymore. So I kind of just wiped it a little bit and then left it on the phone, thinking that I am going to just clean my hands and then clean my phone later on. And a few minutes later, when we started eating, you see this, I guess, a homeless person. They dress up like they're homeless, and like their hairs are dirty, and they just started going around the restaurants asking people for money, I guess. I don't speak Spanish, so I can't even tell you if they're speaking Spanish or not. I assume they are. And by the time we were like at the very end of the restaurant, and when the guy was coming around, I see him just like talking to people and doing those like, oh, please give me money or something like that. And when he got to our table, he was like doing the same thing to us, and something really weird happened. I mean, it's weird in retrospect, so you didn't think it was weird at the time. But what happened was, when he got to our table, he didn't linger for very long, and he kind of just turned away and then go back to the table that he was begging money to already. I don't know if that makes sense. So the table to my left has, like, he begged money from them already, and they're like, no. And then when he was supposed to come to us, he didn't. He turned away and then begged them again. And they're like, no, we don't have any money, blah, blah, blah. And when he came to our table, at first he's like, oh, please, something. Again, he was speaking a language I didn't understand. And then he suddenly reached for our food, like his dirty hands were like trying to touch our food, like the tacos and the fries on our table. And my friend, who's very diligent about like having stuff stolen, like raised an alarm for her, and she just yelled, no, go away. And and then that guy went away. But what we didn't know at the time is there was a reason why he was grabbing and reaching for our food and not doing it to anybody else. So I'll explain that later. So what happened was how we discovered that my phone was stolen was that my friend was looking at the receipt of the Taco Bell and say, oh, here's the Wi-Fi password. I'm like, oh, cool, let's try it. And when I tried to find my phone to enter the Wi-Fi password, that's when I realized I could not find my phone. I want to say that it's only been less than 10 minutes when that happened, but yeah, by the time we noticed that the phone was gone, I'm sure the guy could have been anywhere. So we went to the till or the counter at Taco Bell, and we asked them to see if they know who the guy was and if they could pull up the CCTV from the store. They said that you have to go to the police and file a police report, and then the police will come and request the CCTV. I only had a 3-day trip planned there, so I'm pretty sure that it's never gonna happen. They're never gonna have everything done by the end of the 3 days. But we actually went to the police station anyway, just to try our luck. So it was a Saturday afternoon, and when we got there, they're like, oh, here, take a number. And yeah, it was crazy. There were about 20 people in there already. And it really doesn't make any sense to waste time in a room of 20 people and wait for God knows how long to file a police report that may or may not get done in time. So we waited a little bit, maybe like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and we could see that the queue was going nowhere. So yeah, we gave up on just filing a police report because we still have the rest of the day, and it would be unfair for me and my friend to just waste a day sitting in a police station. So that was the end of day one, and let's get back to how my theory of how the phone was stolen. So like I said, I put the phone on the table and it was covered with a lot of tissue papers, and I guess the thief was kind of oh, by the way, I'm calling them thieves instead of beggars because beggars don't steal. Beggars just ask for money, and these people steal and use the begging as a front. So, like, the phone was kind of covered, half covered among the tissue papers. But I mean, these thieves, they've been doing this for a long time, so their eyes are like super sharp or something. And oh, so this is the phone that I had. I mean, this is just an empty box because obviously I don't have the phone anymore. And it's really hard to tell from this angle, but I'll insert a picture of what it actually looks like. It almost looks exactly the same as an iPhone 6, so I'm guessing the thief probably thought it was an iPhone and he could get a lot of money from it or something. But no, it's just it's a $200 phone, so really it's not so much the money that I'm frustrated about, But first of all, I just got the phone for like less than 3 months when it was stolen. And secondly, I still needed the phone for the rest of the trip, which was in Madrid, and then 11 more days in London. And so, I mean, that was without a phone, it was just all sorts of inconvenience. So what I think they did to steal the phone was that when they reached for the food with the left hand, for example, and they always wear these very thick jackets as well to, I guess, kind of cover up, or like you just put in the stuff they're stealing so that you don't notice. And so they use the sleight of hand magician trick. So they use one hand to pretend to grab the food, and they use the other hand to grab the phone. The second day, actually, when we were on our way to the metro, there in Plaza España, you go through this park. Not sure what the name of the park is. Not even sure if it's a park at all. It's got a monument, but I'm just gonna call it a park. And my friend's like, "Oh my God, that's them right there. That's the guy that stole your phone." And I'm like, "Oh, shoot. Well, the police station is not too far from here. Should we try again?" We went to the police and told them, oh, okay, so first of all, we took a picture of the person that stole my phone, but we didn't want to be so obvious about it. So I was only able to get a picture of his back. I will insert a picture right now. So we went to the police saying, oh, the guys who stole my phone they're right there in the park, like right over there. And the police, after consulting for about, 15, 20 minutes, I wasn't actually expecting them to do anything. Probably say, oh, just file another police report or something. I think that because a lot of people tell me that these petty crimes happen in Madrid all the time, and police doesn't really respond to it because it happens so frequently that there's nothing they can do about it, I guess. But yeah, to our surprise, they actually called in a police car, and so we got into the back of the police car and drove to the park, and we see those group of people about to head down to the metro. And so the police turned on their sirens and chased these guys down before they headed into the metro, called them up one by one and questioned them about it. So this whole time we were in the back of the police car, and they're like, oh, don't get out of the car, I guess for safety reasons. Oh, I should mention that when the police was looking at the picture that I took, they immediately know who that person is. And I don't speak Spanish, but my friend does. And she was saying, oh, the police is saying that the guy's name is Sally. So yeah, while we were in the back of the police car, the police questioned these group of people, and then he asked us to identify who we think the thief was. And truth be told, when these people come into these fast food restaurants, you don't really pay any attention to them. If anything, you try to avoid eye contact. So when it comes to actually identifying the person that took my phone, we were kind of iffy about it. We said, oh, it could be this guy or it could be this guy. And so they let the rest of the people go and just question the two people that we identified some more for maybe, I don't know, maybe another 10 or 15 minutes. But that was pretty much the end of it. I mean, for some reason they had to call another police car over. And so originally there were just 2 police, and then now there were 4 people questioning 2 people. So it could be a little excessive, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that they're taking this so seriously, but makes you wonder why they even call for a backup car. So if anybody knows, tell me the reason. Okay, so that was the end of it. We went back to the police station and they said that, you know, if you want, you can file another police report. But at that point, we just feel like we're beating a dead horse. Nothing else is gonna happen. I mean, again, super grateful for Madrid police, for doing more than what I think they would have done. So bravo, good job, thank you again. And yeah, that was the end of this little adventure, I guess. So here's a few tips that I want to give to people who are traveling to Madrid for the first time. First of all, if you've ever had experience of traveling to Europe, and especially like certain parts of Europe that are known for these petty crimes, please, please, please do be careful about it. I mean, you hear about like people's backpack being slashed, that kind of things, but I want to say that they know that I'm an easy target because I'm Asian, and there actually aren't that many Asians in Madrid from my observation. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I think the 3 days I was there, I probably saw like less than 10 Asians there. Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, most of the Asians that I see there, that lives there, are shop owners, like, or restaurant owners. So yeah, I mean, this face alone just screams out tourist, and yeah, like easy targets. So yeah, if you're Asian, just be careful. So first tip, if you're a tourist, and especially if you're Asian, just be on the lookout and be extra careful about where you go, and just be vigilant all the time. And secondly is don't go into these fast food restaurants because they have no regulation. Like, these fast food employees don't stop these thieves from coming in, which is really annoying because I don't believe, like, the countries that I've been to, they don't really allow people to come in and beg for money. I think the fast food restaurants should just be more aware of who comes into their restaurants, and if they're not there to purchase anything, then they really shouldn't be allowed to be in there. So yeah, when you're in Madrid, just spend a few extra bucks to go to a better restaurant, and most likely you'll avoid this kind of situation. I know some people will ask me whether I used a phone tracker, and I did, but what happened was this phone had a fingerprint sensor, which I set up, and I also set up a password in case the fingerprint sensor doesn't work. So it was like double layers of security, and there is just no way that the thief could get into my phone. And the phone tracker requires internet connection to the phone in order to track it. And if they don't have access to my phone, they can't gain internet access to it, and therefore I can't really find my phone that way. Yeah, so if you have any experience about theft in Madrid, or actually any other country that you've been to, please let me know. Write it down in the comment below and let me know. I would love to hear about it. And you know, this is not my first time in Europe. I've actually been to like 9 or 10 European countries, and this was the first time that I had anything stolen from me. And it's not like the European countries I've been to were, you know, safe either. There were a lot of theft as well. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's a first time for everything. And I hope you find this video helpful before you go to Madrid. And safe travels, and I will see you next time. Bye.